Hi everybody, it's Debbie Denke here, sharing some ideas that you've requested about how to make a bass line in your left hand at the piano. And so for today we're going to take the spiritual Go Down Moses. Now this is cool because this tune is in a minor key. It's in the key of G minor. And what I've done is I've taken copy of a hymnal version, so don't worry about the other parts. But what I did was I whited out all the extra chords and just left in the essential, what I call the skeleton chords to this tune. In the key of G minor, the three main chords would be G minor, the 1 chord, C minor, the 4 chord, and D, the 5 chord. So this is what the chart might look like if it was reduced to just the essential skeleton chords. I won't play it for you, but you can imagine it sounds a little bit different than the recording you just heard. I would like to talk first about a technique that's known as the pedal point. It comes from an organ term, meaning that the pedals that the organist plays with their feet are anchoring the harmony, or anchoring the bass line. And so this first example here, what I've done is I've kept a G on the bottom in my left hand for the first line. Okay, and the next line here, what I've done is I'm having the bass line move upwards. It's kind of weird when you're reading like a lead sheet or something, because piano players are putting the roots of the chords, or the chords usually in their left hand and the melody in their right hand, so you got to do this little visual flip-flop. But here I've got a bass line that's ascending for another option. So it's the same melody, but look at my left hand here. Okay, now for the main hook of the tune here, Go Down Moses, I used it's kind of a powerful song, so having like a call and response. So this is a descending bass line. G, F, E flat, D. Anyway, this is always a fun chord to slip in when you're playing tune in a minor key, like a minor blues, or it is called the flatted 6 chord. If you're in G minor, E natural is the normal 6, but if you lower it, you get an E flat 7, and it's a really cool sound. All right, now the final thing I want to share with you here is a chromatic bass line. So this time through the tune, I did moving down by half steps. From G all the way down to D. And then here on this line, I was kind of improvising around there. Came out a little differently every time, but I thought of walking up diatonically, and then after B flat, E flat's the next chord on the circle. And here is a minor 7 flat 5 is a 2 chord, and D7, 5 chord 1 in the key of G minor. All right, some extra stuff in there when I made these lines going up. That was you think of when you make a bass line, it's like you're connecting the dots. So G minor is walking up to C minor, and then I walked all the way up to the note F. So in this part, I made up a little bass line that went something like this. Here's G minor, walking up to C, walking up to F, and then I tried to go using some chromatic notes in the left hand. Where you place chromatic notes in the bass line is kind of important. You can move down chromatically or up chromatically to a note. You don't want to put chromatic notes usually randomly in the middle of a measure towards the end or right before a new chord change. Gives a nice strong bass line. And then just for the final time of the bass line, I had a descending to just use as many keys as I could on the piano, walking down from G minor to C, walking down from C to A, and I would have gone to A flat, but there's no A flat on this piano. It's not a Bosendorfer, so use the single note A flat, and then there you go. One last thing. It is very fun in minor keys to use a couple of the devices, like I call this the James Bond. It's where you take like a G minor and you move the top note up by half steps. And of course taking a minor triad and moving the bottom note down by half steps. A lot of tunes have that built in. My Funny Valentine, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, just to name a few off my head here. But the final chord in a minor key can either be sad, mysterious, desperate, okay? So it's going to end on a G minor chord. You could end on a G minor 7, kind of a mellow jazz sound. G minor 6 is really cool sound. Okay, and that's the chord I ended on. A G minor 6, and then arpeggiated the notes. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly what I did. And then at the very top, I put in the major 7th, arpeggiating like a D major chord over that G minor 6th. So, while we're fighting off plagues of our own like the Jewish people did in the land of Egypt, let's take some time to practice a little more and listen to some good music and have fun playing in minor keys. Stay safe, everybody out there. Take care.